Hello, everyone. My name is Sean. I am the Crypto Smith. Thanks for joining me on another video about Ripple and XRP. And I don't normally ask this because I just put it up here somewhere about liking and subscribing, but I'm just going to put it out there one more time. If you guys like my videos and like watching my content, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, give me a like on the videos, and then hit that little bell notification. That's going to let you know when I drop another video. And all of that really does go a long way in pushing me up in the YouTube algorithm, and it gets my videos out there a little bit further. And that's the whole reason I'm here, is to put content out there. Hopefully somebody out there, maybe one person, can gain a little bit of knowledge or a little bit of insight, or just know what it is I feel about the crypto space. For that, I really, really appreciate you guys out there. So this one is going out to Ripple and XRP, and we're just going to look at the price because the price has been going up the last couple of days. It's been very nice to see some green candles. Took a little bit of a pullback today. Not a big deal, a couple percent, right? Are people taking profits, or is the overall market becoming a little bit skittish because we know the Fed is going to meet again here in a week and decide what they're going to do with the interest rates. Usually before that happens, people start guessing, where's it going to go? Is he going to leave them flat? Is he going to go raise the rates another 0.5%, 0.75%? I'm going to throw my guess in the ring. I guess I'm guessing they're going to raise rates 0.50 basis points, which is 0.5%. And that is a little less than they have been doing. They've been pretty steady at the 0.75%. So, we're going to see. The market's going to make its adjustment now, and when the time comes, if the market guessed correctly beforehand, we're going to see a little bit of a pump. If they didn't guess correctly and it goes, they raise it higher than they assumed it would be, then we might see another little correction. So that's kind of, it's just emotions right now. So XRP is sitting around the 40-cent range. It's not bad, right? It's been worse for sure. So I just want to go into a couple of items for Ripple and XRP, and this one may shock you. This says the XRP Ledger Amendment goes live today without Ripple's approval. Now, for all of you naysayers out there, how is that possible if there are the pundits out there that say that Ripple and XRP, it's just a centralized crap coin, and Ripple controls everything XRP does, and therefore it's a security and blah, 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 right? We've heard it all before. How is it possible if an amendment got passed and is going live and Ripple did not approve of it? Ripple didn't vote for it, or they voted against it, and it's going to go live anyway. How does that happen if Ripple is in control of the XRPL and XRP? Right? Well, it doesn't, because Ripple does not control XRP or the XRPL. It is a decentralized bunch of nodes out there that all have to vote. And if they reach 80% consensus, they can go ahead and do whatever it is they want to do. Ripple has nothing to do with it. Ripple can vote for it, Ripple can vote against it, but because they only own a couple of those nodes out there, actually I think 5 or 6, they really don't have much voting power. And that's a good thing. That's where it should be. So I'm just going to read a little bit of this. The XRP Ledger will see a new amendment go live today without the explicit approval of Ripple. As always, the check cash make trust line, which is something of an obscurity, amendment will be automatically activated on the XRP Ledger today with a majority, 27 out of 34 votes. I imagine some of these votes here that didn't go for it were probably Ripple. The amendment will adjust checks feature on the XRP Ledger that has been available for 2 years now. Works similarly to personal checks. The sender issues a check for a specified amount. The receiver has to redeem it in order to receive the specified funds. I don't really understand it. I haven't really done a deep dive. That wasn't really the point of the video. The point of the video is to let you know this is proof positive that Ripple does not control the ledger, and it does not control XRP. Yes, it has, 40-something billion XRP left in the escrow account that it does release into the market, which some people say that's market manipulation and it keeps the price down and all that. I don't know how much of that is accurate or not, but this is the point, that they can't control the ledger. They don't tell the ledger what they're going to do, and they can't do it. They have to vote. 80% gets the vote. That's it. Okay, as a community member, Woe Jake explained the amendment will be approved with 27 out of 34 votes on the D ledger, as a list shrunk from 35 to 34 validators, not nodes or validators, was moved to the N ledger. Let's see. XRP is independent of Ripple. as I've been saying. The amendment system provides a way to introduce new functionality to the decentralized XRP ledger network without requiring approval from a central entity such as Ripple. This is the entire point. The system uses a decentralized consensus process in which more than 80% of the D-validators must show support for 2 weeks before the change can go into effect. So that's what happens. They have a 2-week vote, and they've got to get 80% within that 2 weeks, and then it's passed. So then it goes on to say, even if Ripple were to go under, the XRP ledger would persist, would continue. So if if Ripple went out of business, the XRP ledger would continue on because there are still a lot of independent developers that are building on top of the XRP ledger. XRP would still exist because it still exists in the market. And I've said this before, if Ripple was seen to be doing something with, let's say, their escrow account and they were trying to dump it on the market or they were doing something nefarious with it, these validators can all get together and they can vote on an amendment to burn that escrow account. Now, it's probably not as simple as I'm making it sound. There would be some additional steps involved, but essentially that's what they could do. That's what makes Ripple and XRP decentralized. So that's this little part of the story. Now, the other little thing I wanted to mention is that Ripple's hosting a panel on the digital pound. Now, we've known, I think for more than a year now, that somebody on Ripple is being represented on the Digital Pound Foundation, and this is basically a CBDC that they're working on in the UK. In its predictions for 2023, Ripple leadership team highlighted central bank digital currencies as one of the biggest trends. To drive this agenda, Ripple continues to actively work with the private and public sector. So one of the countries where Ripple is very active is the United Kingdom. On January 26, James Wallace, VP of Central Bank Engagement and CBDCs at Ripple, will deliver the keynote at a webinar addressing the potential use cases and benefits. They're working on strategies, use cases, how it's going to benefit not only the central bank and the government, but how it's going to benefit the citizens of the UK. The panel is hosted by the Digital Pound Foundation, which Ripple joined in October 2021. The foundation is focused on the development and launch of a digital pound in the UK. And then they go on to say the role of Ripple and XRP ledger in CBDCs, to the extent to which the XRP ledger or even XRP token will play a role in the potential digital pound is unknown. However, Wallace revealed in a recent interview with Tony Edward of the Thinking Crypto podcast that collaboration with a variety of players is required to achieve a CBDC. So I know that there's a lot of talk out there about XRP moving all the money. All the money. I doubt that's really going to happen, all the money. I think there's going to be multiple different use cases and multiple different projects that are going to be involved in. So, and it may be more than one. Maybe XRP joins up with Quant, an interoperability sake or for an interoperability standpoint. Now, Brooks Entwistle, the Senior Vice President and Marketing Director at Ripple, revealed in another recent interview that the company does not intend to implement a solution for every central bank in the world, but is taking a targeted approach. So I think they have a good understanding that they're not going to be the answer for every single country's CBDC. And they don't have to be in order to be very, very successful. And he even says, we've realized we're not going to solve the problem for every single central bank around the world. We're very targeted. We found great interest in some of the smaller central banks around the world that are looking for a strategy or a partner. They're looking for technology, a side blockchain, or some idea how to go about this. So they're really in a consulting role with a lot of these different central banks. They may not offer the solution that the central bank ultimately uses, but they are helping them. And obviously, that's definitely going to add a notch in Ripple's belt in XRP because they're going to be at least suggesting, this is one method in which you could achieve your objective in the central bank currency. When asked if central banks are interested in the RippleNet or the XRP ledger, Entwistle disclosed that if they want to use technologies that will help them and their own citizens, we don't believe there is one solution for all of these central banks. So he's just saying, right, we're probably not going to be the option for everybody or the choice for everybody. But I do believe they are going to be a choice and an option for many of them. So that's kind of where we're at. That's the video for today. Hopefully this wasn't too long for you and you enjoyed it. Again, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I would really appreciate it. It does help the channel grow. That's the entire reason I am here, people. I'm here for you. I will see you guys next time.